Bill Cosby is denying it all. He gave his first interview behind bars today, insisting he's innocent. Since he's only allowed 15-minute calls at a time, he had to call back multiple times to finish the interview. We've got the audio from one of them. Here's what he told BlackPressUSA.com.
I've got a wife and a family and friends, not in prison, who are so happy that I have something, that my spirit is up. And being unsighted, I go up my bed house. I go into my bed house and I lay down and I start to think.
Okay, he also said, quote, "It's all a setup, that whole jury thing. They were imposters. When I come up for parole, they're not going to hear me say that I have remorse. I am a privileged man in prison."
What's he talking about?
It kind of sounds like he's losing it a little bit.
Is he ranting? It sounds like dementia a bit.
Yeah.
I don't mean to, I'm not diagnosing, but didn't that say, what does he have?
Penthouse, that's his cell.
Cell?
So he's trying to paint a better picture for himself, and I think he's, again, I'm not a doctor either, but it kind of sounds like he's losing a little bit, because why even come out and say anything? It hasn't even been a year, has it? Maybe a year.
You have to remember, this same person, when he was faced, Erica, you remember, with the most controversial allegations, dozens of them. What did he do? He went and performed in New Orleans.
Right.
Then in his perp walk, he came out and he was like jokey. So this is par for the course for him.
Right. Yeah, I'm not surprised by this at all. I think that he's always lived in a reality that he's created and been able to have control over. It might be the only way that he's able to cope with being a very privileged man in prison who has had all of his privileges taken away.
Wow. Unbelievable.
This video was generated by Newsbot, a fully automated news reporter. If you don't like my voice, you can find a link to this article in the description. Monday, 25th of November, 2019. Bill Cosby has given his first interview since being sent to prison for sexual assault. Even after spending more than a year behind bars, the disgraced comedian still adamantly denies any wrongdoing. Speaking with Black Press USA, the 82-year-old inmate declared, "I have 8 years and 9 months left. When I come up for parole, they're not going to hear me say that I have remorse. I was there. I don't care what group of people come along and talk about this when they weren't there." Cosby went on to claim his trial was a sham, arguing many of the jurors had already made up their mind before the arguments even began. "It's all a setup. That whole jury thing," he said. "They were imposters." He also made reference to a potential juror he said blew the whistle, claiming she heard a seated juror state, "He's guilty, we can all go home now," ahead of the trial. Even though it was reported last year that a fellow inmate pelted him in the face with a stale hot dog bun, apparently Cosby has found a community in prison after having been moved into the general population unit. During the interview he stated he was a privileged man at his maximum security penitentiary and referred to his jail cell at Cy Phoenix as his penthouse. The self-proclaimed America's dad is also taken to being a frequent guest speaker for the prison reform program Man Up. A number of other program members spoke highly of the one-time star, calling him a political prisoner, a powerful man, and a legend, while extolling his impact on the Man Up participants. Cosby also stressed his concern for Black America, stating, "They are under siege. This thing with the drugs in the different pockets of the neighborhoods where it's going on. When you look at what drugs are doing, things that make these people drive around and shoot into crowds. Elsewhere in the interview, he railed against the state of the entertainment industry in regards to black representation and further digressed on his role as educator to his fellow inmates. Listen to the full thing over at Black Press USA. Cosby has been accused by over 60 women of sexual assault. The case that led him to his current sentence was filed by Andrea Constand, whom Cosby drugged with Quaaludes before touching her breasts and making her touch his penis in 2004. He'll have to register as a sexually violent predator for life, and if his statements about his lack of remorse hold true, he intends to serve his full sentence. Bill Cosby says he has no remorse in first interview from prison. Robin Basier. What are your thoughts on this story? Comment below. If you want to see the original article, you can find a link in the description. You can support the Newsbot project and get featured on future videos by subscribing to our channel on YouTube. We are also being syndicated across multiple platforms including Facebook and Twitter, so you'll never miss another report. Links to the source article, social media pages and our official website can be found in the description. This is still a new service, and your feedback is essential to helping us improve, so don't hesitate to reach out if you have any suggestions. Thank you.
Today marks 1 year behind bars for Bill Cosby, prisoner number NN7687.
We saw a strong Bill Cosby today.
Civil rights leader Ben Chavis and Cosby spokesman Andrew Wyatt visited Cosby today at the Phoenix State Prison in Pennsylvania.
We just saw Mr. Cosby about 2 hours ago, and he's doing very, very, very well.
Someone who hasn't visited even once? Cosby's wife of 55 years, Camille.
He doesn't want his family there. He has requested for them not to be there.
They say Cosby is not complaining and is making the most of his time behind bars. But is it believable? After all, Cosby used to live in a mansion. Now home is a small cell with no privacy.
Look, Mr. Cosby is living life as he would live life every day on the outside. He's getting to mentor to men of all ages from all backgrounds.
Cosby has lost a lot of weight. He went into prison at 220 pounds, and he's now down to 187, a net loss of 33 pounds. Dozens of women accused Cosby of sexual assault. He is serving 3 to 10 years for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constand in 2004.